Hello and welcome to another in my how-to series. My name's Brian Pollard, aka F1 Pit Pass, and today's subject is camera equipment for fishing. As you may have guessed, I love my photography, I love my fishing. It's only natural to combine the two interests, and it also lends itself to innovation and inventions. So let's get started. What do I take when I'm going fishing and I want to do some filming, still photography and video? I take a leisure battery and an inverter. The 12-volt leisure battery gives me power to recharge any batteries on my devices, be it the phone, the camera, the action cam. So throughout the day, as the batteries drop, I can put another one on charge. So as long as we remember to take any cables and charging devices with us, we can simply plug them in to either the USB or the 3-pin plug on the inverter and recharge the batteries. Hopefully this way we get a full day's running in uninterrupted filming. All we have to consider, apart from the batteries, is the memory, the SD cards. Multiple SD cards. I use 32 megs. They seem to last quite a while, and they're also handy for uploading to my laptop the following day. I find that 16 gig don't seem to be adequate, and I wouldn't like to think how long it would take for over 32 gig to transfer from the device to the laptop. It seems to take forever nowadays. So a few cards have a system whereby you know which cards are used. Keep the cards safe, and you've got spare cards at hand to change them quickly, because it's unbelievable the number of times the card runs out or the battery runs out just as some action happens. And the whole point is to capture that action. So get into a rhythm, preempting the changing cards or changing batteries. Right, so that's the 12-volt leisure battery and inverter. We understand those. I'll leave links in the bottom of this video. My cameras. The mainstay of my filming over the years has been this Sony HDR CX405. The flip out screen which rotates so you can frame the shot, and being able to look back at the camera and see whether there's still a picture on the side screen is a good clue as whether the battery is okay. If it's still got a picture, you've still got battery power. All that leaves you to time is the SD card. So, super cameras, the Sony range of HDRs, 60 times zoom, HD quality. It does exactly what I want. The 1080p video that it produces is ideal for my age and laptop, and it's suitable for Facebook and the majority of YouTube users. I supplement that over the years with action cameras. My latest one, Hero 7 Black, GoPro Hero 7 Black. It has stabilization, so that may well be of use when I put it on a camera boat and send it out in the lake. Any choppy or wavy conditions may well be smoothed out by the stabilization. It also has underwater filming capabilities, but I'll cover that slightly further later. I was going to say in depth then, but you know what I'm like. Trying to switch it off. There we are. So, action cam and handy cam. Spare batteries for each. The battery charger and cables. Third camera in my armoury is the camera on my phone. In this instance, it's an iPhone 6. It's just the one I happen to have at present. It's mounted in an iOgrapher frame which has a variety of lenses. The one I find most useful is a 2 times zoom. So that, mounted on a tripod beside me, gives me access to quick stills or video and all the functions of a modern mobile, all in a handy frame. This iOgrapher frame, it has mounts for landscape, portrait, and there's 2 mounts on the top where you could fit an external phone and even a flash. The modern phones these days have cameras adequate enough for Facebook and YouTube, so I believe in utilising them. As I mentioned earlier, I use tripods and a selfie app with a timer function. So picture the scene, another pun, picture the scene. You captured a fish, you'd like something to take home, so a photo will do the business. Position the camera, whichever one you choose, on a tripod near the unhooking mat or cradle. Open the app, set the self timer, and you can safely hold the fish, get that photo and return the fish all in a short space of time, and then you've got the memory and something to look back at when you're reliving the adventure later that day, or in my case the following day when I edit any fishing videos. Shots. What do I like to take? Well, the venue. I like to give the viewer an overview of the venue. They may be new to this particular lake, they may never have seen the access, the facilities, the features. So a quick, it's not a travelogue, it's never in depth, it's just an overview to give them a taste, and I suppose if they like it they may well search further for more information. The peg, I always like to show them a peg first thing on a morning. It's quite a nice shot. Sometimes there's mist on the lake, sometimes there's a sunrise, a blue sky, cloudy sky. It's all photogenic. I include likely targets, areas I might like to fish while I'm sat at that peg throughout the day. It may be a far off island, a close in island, a near margin, an overhanging bush. All the targets I think will pay off when I'm searching for that elusive carp. Setting up at the peg, I have filmed setting up and I find it a little bit of speeded up footage can ease the pain of watching it. So when the viewer wants to see, he doesn't have to fast forward too much, I do that for him. But it gives the viewer, or maybe a new carp angler, a taste of what it's like to be in my shoes, fishing my style at my chosen venue on that day. Rods up and a blue sky shot. Well, I love it. I love the rods up shot, capturing the rod tips against whatever sky presents itself in whatever season of the year. It may be a bright blue sky, cloudless, or it may be lots of clouds moving fast and suitable for a time lapse. All great photo production stuff. I'm in my element. What else do I like to take? Take is the operative word. With the rods up, tips up shot, I like to film the take as the rods nod. You may well hear the bite alarm go off if the camera picks up the alarms. The screaming run's always good to attract the viewer's attention and mine. It may well be a slightly different shot where I take in the bite alarms and you see the bite alarms light up. Guess what? Long periods of inactivity followed by short periods of action. That's carp fishing. So be prepared to use lots of batteries, lots of SD cards when trying to film that take. It will be worth it, and it'll certainly make a better film, but be prepared to wait. Other shots, during the battle with the rod tips bent almost 90 degrees, that's a good shot. If the camera's mounted on a tripod behind me, I could use a pan and tilt on a radio control mechanism, but I still wouldn't like to control the camera and the rod while filming and battling. It may well be a personal best carp, and we've all had them shake a hook during the battle, so never take them for granted, and don't introduce another variable, i.e. a camera, when trying to land the fish. A good camera for filming this during the battle sequence is the mobile phone in the iographer. It's handy to take the footage, or the action cam pointed up the rod. That can be a different shot. It can be a bit wobbly at times, but hopefully the stabilisation helps with some of it. The sequence is filmed to completion by the netting of the carp close in. The sequence is then usually halted as I safely transfer the fish to the unhooking mat or cradle. I unhook it, put my rod slightly to the side but safely out of the way, take the selfie shots and then return the fish to the lake. If it's a grass carp, then they're very photogenic, nice and long, nice and powerful, and as long as you've allowed them to recover fully, they will play their bit part in the movie and become the star by swimming out of the waist sling and into the lake. Makes a lovely shot. Hope you agree. It's a nice shot watching them swim away. Other shots I like to take, underwater shots, especially if the take we see this carp come to this almost to the surface. My floating tiger bread is tasted. The carp turns away and then returns suddenly to take the bait. Lovely shot. Filming very close to the water, i.e. in this case above it, can also give a different, possibly unseen before footage of carp taking surface baits, and it's a sight to see as they suck in a large piece of surface fish tiger bread in one go. Seeing fellow anglers around the lake, old friends, new friends. Dave and Chris turned up with Connor recently. Good to see them. Have a laugh, then get back to the fishing. Other methods for photography I've employed over the years: drones, filmed north, south, east and west of the lake, filmed over it, filmed close to it. Well, those that know me know a bit more. Camera boats, I mentioned that earlier. I converted a bait boat to mount action cameras and a handycam. Sent it out in the lake and then filmed from the lake looking back. I may try that again to see if the stabilisation of the latest generation of GoPro, see if the stabilisation smooths out the waves. So, inventions, innovation, and there are some in the pipelines, so watch this space. I love my photography around the lake and I hope you learn to love it too. Thanks for watching and join me soon.